I admit it, I'm a little bit obsessed with Venus at the moment. First I made a video about Venus entering into Scorpio, and now today I'm going to make a video about Venus entering into Sagittarius. So when I thought about the images, and I thought about it in ways of dancing, and with Venus entering into Scorpio, I really thought about two passionate tango dancers. And then I thought, what about Venus entering into Sagittarius? You know, it's glitzy, it's over the top, it's definitely festive, and I thought about ballroom dancing. So when we think about the two planets, you know, Venus and Jupiter, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So these are the two benefics. So when they joined forces, that's just a whole lot of goodness. So what can possibly go wrong? Welcome to my channel, Dancing Astrologer. My name is Charlotte Westerheim, and today I'm going to talk about Venus entering into Sagittarius, which happens between the 1st of December until 24th of December 2025. So it falls exactly in the most busy and festive season if you are on this area of the globe that celebrate Christmas. And it's an interesting time. It's usually a very busy time, and with Venus, what is not to like? So Venus brings, you know, all this get-togethers, the socializing, then having fun, enjoyment. It's about enjoying food, enjoying wine, enjoying social gathering and situations, celebration. It's about family coming together, friends coming together, co-workers, whatever the occasion, any occasion to actually get together and enjoy some time. So the thing that usually happens when Venus and Jupiter comes together, because in this case, Venus is passing through Sagittarius, and the Lord of Sagittarius is, of course, Jupiter. Jupiter is at the moment resting in the house of Cancer and is going retrograde. So when Jupiter is in Cancer, this is a very emotional place for Jupiter to be, because Cancer is all about our family connections, our roots, our ancestry, basically our family relations. And during this time of festive season, you know, it's a time where many of us will go back and visit our family of origin. It's about getting together with our parents, our siblings, uncles, nephew, nieces, what have you. And so a lot of things might come up with Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. And when I say come up, I'm thinking here about, because of the retrograde, it's the time where we remembering certain things, occasions or situation with the family. Maybe we revisit some old wounds, some old disappointments, because that's also the thing about Jupiter. There's also the shadow side. Even though Jupiter is really a benefic planet and it brings so much opportunity and positive optimism and so on, there is also the issue of overextending ourselves, or have over expectations, and then being disappointed. And that's how it happens when Jupiter can also be a little bit of this, little unrealistic at times, that we build something up, which it becomes bigger, larger than life. And then there comes this crash of when things hit reality, or things aren't going exactly the way we wanted. So there might be these revisiting of all situations with a family that might come up during this time, but it means there's a chance to maybe let go of certain things, maybe forgive certain situations or people, or having a good heart-to-heart discussion. And what better time to do so when Venus is passing through Sagittarius? Venus is usually the one that harmonizes, can see both sides of a situation, of a story, and to try and meet on the middle ground and try and create that bond that makes both parties move forward. So literally, Venus is bracing through Sagittarius in just a few weeks. So it's about blink and you miss it. So I really encourage everybody to enjoy this time and to make the most of it. And I will later go through all the houses by following each ascending sign and see where we fall in your chart, so you can make the most of this time of how this relates to you. It's kind of a lucky period as well, so it really, I encourage people to make the most of it. But let's just go back to see Venus is going to enter Sagittarius on the 1st of December. And already on the 2nd of December, it's going to meet in an aspect with Pluto in a sextile. So it's a positive aspect. Nevertheless, whenever you have Pluto involved, there will be some digging, there will be some truth that comes to the surface that we need to deal with. And it's a supportive aspect, so it shouldn't be too bad, but it's very good to clear out anything from the beginning, before you enter into the family get-togethers and so on. And maybe you need to have a heart-to-heart with somebody that there's something still lingering that you need to address before the holiday season. The other thing is that Venus will also meet with Saturn, and here we make a square on the 20th and 21st. This is a little bit more challenging because this might be, after a few weeks into December, where you feel you're running around trying to finish things up at work before you go on holiday. Things seem to escalate at work because everybody remembering what they need to finish before year end. So there might be a lot of stress, and this is what can happen with the negative side of Jupiter, where you sort of overextend yourself, and you end up getting more stressed than you need to be, because you want to fit everything in a very short amount of time. And then there's all the downside to all the festivals. It just, for some reason, there can be months can go where things are quite quiet and suddenly everything explodes. Everybody want to get together in December. And so we have late nights, we have too much eat and drink, and we spend way too much money. So when there is this hit between Venus and Saturn later in the month of December, around the 21st, this might be the moment where you kind of hit the wall a little bit, hit the limit of, I can't take any more Christmas parties, I can't spend any more money, my purse is empty, when is salary coming, that kind of scenario. So it's a little bit like sobering up a little bit. And also it's about setting some ground rules, some boundaries for how much you're willing to go along with this rush of activity of December. And then around the 24th, there's going to be a square to Neptune that it coincides with the 24th, which for many people is the night they celebrate Christmas, so Christmas Eve. The fact it's a square means there might have been this build-up of expectations to this evening. The family's getting together, there's a lot of planning that's gone into it, and then, we build it up so much that it almost cannot live up to expectations because reality is a little bit different. So this is where we might see the bubble bursting and some disappointments, but hopefully it doesn't go too deep, because it's part of this creation we need to do as well before we go into January and go into more reality where bills need to be paid, and the year start, and we are going to align how we want to, what we set out to do, the intentions and manifestations we want to have for the new year. So it's in a way naturally that we end the year with a lot of festivities and a lot of get-togethers and connecting with family, because Jupiter is in Cancer. There's going to be a lot of emotional feeling coming to the surface, but also this need to feel connected with the family. We have created the the emotional connection with somebody, that we belong somewhere. This is very important. And there might be disappointments coming up, but this is the downside of both Venus and Jupiter or Sagittarius, that we do create this huge bubble of expectations of how things should be, how we want to feel in terms of being loved and receiving love for others, and how we want our relationships to be. And the sort of shadow side of Sagittarius and Jupiter can sometimes be that we imagine something so much better than what really is, that we forget to take care of what we have. Instead, we are fantasizing about something better out there. And this can be a little bit downfall of Jupiter-related influences, because we do get a little above ourselves in the way that we forget what we have right in front of us. Maybe we need to work a little bit harder at the relationships we have. Maybe we need to be making more the effort with somebody in our family. Maybe it's coming from us more than we should expect other people to take care of things for us. This is just a little bit of, somehow I find a little downside with Jupiter that's not so often spoken about, because we always think about Jupiter as only bringing all the goods. But it can also bring disappointments, and it can also, of course, bring that vision of something that could be better, which means we strive and we make the effort to actually make that happen. So I think we should all say yes to Jupiter going through Sagittarius, and sprinkle a little ballroom dancing, whatever, into our lives. And I'm going to go through the slides now of going from Ascendant signs, and see where your Venus Sagittarius is happening in your chart, so that you can hopefully make the most of this period. Let's see if I can share my screen. Aries ascendant sign, then you have Venus falling in your 9th house of Sagittarius. So this is relating to travel, learning, and new experiences through traveling. And it's going to bring joy in simply something where you might be traveling to see your family or friends. And this is going to be a joyful time for you. And you're going to make maybe meaningful new connections, or meaningful connection with people already in your life, which will give you new perspective, inspiration. It's always like that. I feel when you travel, you do get another inspiration, another few perspectives of yourself or your life. So this should be a great time for you, Aries ascendant signs. Taurus ascending, Venus is falling in your 8th house of, here's a chance for emotional transformation and bonding with family, friends. This is when you have Venus here, that can really soften that emotional work, and where you meet people halfway, it can then help with deepen, the intimacy and the connection with others. It can also help a little bit with share resources, finances, maybe with your partner. This is where you sit down to decide what is our spending going to be, and how are we going to make the most of that. Gemini ascending sign, your Venus falls in your 7th house of partnership, and a marriage partner as well is included here. So what a wonderful place to have your Venus going through the 7th house during this festive season. This will improve relationship, maybe better communication, easier to understand each other. Both want to create harmony and mutual affection. Easier time to agree with each other, and some romance. Then we have Cancer ascending sign. Venus is in your 6th house, and here you would also have, of course, the Jupiter. So this will relate to work routines and health, and very, very important time for you to create that balance in your life and not overextend yourself. Venus might make also, it might be easier to bring that balance to work, and this work life, private life type of balance where there has to be room for both, and you might have more ease at finding the balance, finding those routines. And there's also maybe better cooperation with others at work, and everything just going a little bit more smooth. Leo ascending sign, Venus is in your 5th house. This is also a fun area. Creativity, romance, self-expression, and pleasure. Playing with kids, being childish yourself, finding, get the sledge out and play with the kids and make some creative activities for yourself, maybe a little romance. And this is all about pleasure. This is about having fun. So lovely place to have Venus in this period of time. Virgo ascending sign, it falls in your 4th house of family, emotional, like roots. This is this very, very important aspect of nurturing your home life, to feel secure at home, this family harmony, where you have this inner grounding coming from the home life, emotional connection with people in your family, and also the nurturing of self in the family, making your house beautiful, decorations. This is everything where you invest in creating that cozy setting for people to come together in the home. Libra ascending sign, this is in your, Venus is in your 3rd house. Communication is a big thing, and maybe to connect more with your siblings. This is also relating to short trips. Maybe you go home for Christmas, maybe you all get together, visit each other. And here, Venus usually brings pleasant conversation and the opportunity to hear other people's news and stories, what's going on. There's a social flow in this position, so something as well to be enjoyed. Scorpio ascending sign, Venus is in your 2nd house. This is about the house of self-worth, finances, values, stability. And here, having Venus going through your 2nd house is a good time. Since we are all going to spend a little bit more in December, this could suggest that you have some opportunities to earn. Your finances are in good condition, and you have confidence in yourself and your abilities. And again, a very positive expression of having Venus in the 2nd house. Sagittarius ascending sign, that means Venus is in your 1st house. First of all, you probably come across as even more kind and generous, and have even more charisma and more agreeable than usual. With Venus sitting there, you would be like the social butterfly more than usual. So again, you would have even more personal magnetism, you would be more visible, you have more confidence. And during this time, if you have a project that you're very passionate about, this might be a good time to go in and sell it to somebody that you want to invest in you, or an idea you want backing for. This is the time. With Venus in your 1st house, this is the time where you can actually convince people to invest and support you. Capricorn ascending sign, Venus is in your 12th house. So this might be a time where you feel the need for healing, some retreat, some introspection, just some alone time with a book, perhaps with doing something nice for yourself, like a massage or going on a meditation course, some sort of nourishment of your own spiritual side of you and your inner peace. Aquarius ascending sign, Venus is in your 11th house of friendship, communities, mutual dreams, goals, and the networking. What a great place during the December season of Christmas, where we get together with our friends or our communities and spending some time together, sharing dreams, sharing ideas, sharing what's going on in our lives. That is just such a pleasant moment. With Venus in your 11th house, you're bound to get on well with your friends, and maybe you're the one initiating some get-togethers for the community or for just for your friends. Pisces ascending sign, Venus is in your 10th house of career and reputation. And here you might get actually some very nice opportunities in your career to improve your career, like end of the year, maybe something you worked on for a while and is now bearing fruit. There's more visibility around you. You have, you're noted for your professionalism, and maybe this is a time where you become a little bit more bold and go and ask for that career opportunity, that promotion, whatever it is. This is maybe the time where you jump right in and grab that opportunity. So this, I'm going to stop sharing and drink a little bit of water. So this is a little bit about what is coming up for you. Might not be ballroom dancing for everybody. There might be some challenges here and there because, of course, there's a lot of things going on. And if you are interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can find me on my website, dancingastrologer.com. And we can look at your chart and also look at what's coming ahead for 2026. And if you're new to my channel, thank you very much for joining. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate all of you, and I want to also take this opportunity to wish you a happy holiday with your family and friends, and I'll see you next time.